विवेक आलाय. विवेक, तू बनवलंय का? गेला पण विचारलं की. तुम्ही, मला नाही वाटत की मग सिरियसली क्लास करत आहात त्याचा अर्थ. रजत, तू काय बनवलंय? दाखव एकदा. रजत, रजत आवाज येतोय का? ऑनलाईन आवाज येत आहे का नाही? ऑनलाईन आवाज येत आहे का नाही? काहीतरी रिस्पॉन्स द्या. ऑनलाईन आवाज येत नाहीये का?
सर येतंय येतंय.
अरे
येतोय.
सर,
मग मी विचारलेल्या प्रश्नांची उत्तर काय येत नाहीयेत? विवेक, काय केलं काल सुट्टीमध्ये?
सर मी लेक्चर मिस झाले काही. ट्रॅव्हलिंग मध्ये होतो म्हणून मी अमरावतीला होतो.
ओके.
सर आजपासून कंटिन्यू करतोय. दीदीचं लग्न होतं म्हणून त्यामुळे झालं नाही बरोबर.
ओके. कुठे गेला तो रजत? विवेक, तू बनवलाय का विवेक? बरं, मला हे सांगा, तुम्ही एक्सेल मध्ये तुम्ही जे काही गोष्टी शिकल्या आहात, तर त्या गोष्टी तुम्हाला अप्लाय करायला येतील का आता? प्रॅक्टिस केलेली आहे का तुम्ही? काही लिहून ठेवलं आहेत का एक्सेल बाबतीत? काय केलं आहे का तुम्ही एक्सेल बाबतीत? लक्षात आहे का तुम्हाला एक्सेल मध्ये आपण काय काय शिकलो आहोत?
येस सर.
शिकलो आहोत. ठीक आहे, मला काय तुमच्याकडून रिस्पॉन्स येत नाहीयेत. तर मी असं ॲझ्युम करेन की तुम्ही काही याच्यामध्ये आन्सर दिलं नाहीयेत म्हणजे इंटरेस्ट तुम्हाला नाहीये. बरोबर? कारण तुम्हाला काही काळजी नाहीये याची. किती वेळ एक्झिट जॉईन करता? आपण ऑनलाईन लेक्चर करणार आहोत म्हणल्यावरती आपली तयारी असली पाहिजे आधी. कनेक्शन नीट आहे का? जागा नीट आहे का? आणि तुम्ही जर मोबाईलवरती लेक्चर करत असाल, याचा मीनिंग तुम्ही फक्त नावासाठी लेक्चर करताय. बरोबर? ठीक आहे, तर पॉवर BI डाउनलोड केले आहे का? केला आहे का?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ओके. तर आपल्याला पॉवर BI हे स्टार्ट करायचे आहे, राईट? तर एक्सेल मधले एक छोटे-छोटे 2 टॉपिक राहिलेले आहेत. ते तुम्हाला मी पॉवर BI सोबत शिकवेन पुढे. कारण दोन्ही गोष्टी सिमिलर आहेत पुढे. ठीक आहे? नाव फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल why we have to learn Power BI? Anyone have idea?
The data visualization.
Okay, data visualization. But where Power BI is used mainly, and the reason of using Power BI.
Sir, for better understanding the graphs.
Okay. Okay. Now look at here. Why we have to learn Power BI? Otherwise, why Power BI is used in the different companies, right? So first of all, we will learn the meaning of this using Power BI, right? Now, do you know about the pipeline of project ED? Pipeline. Pipeline is not EDA. EDA is the part of the pipeline, right? Now, pipeline means we have gathered our data at server, then what? Fetching this data set to your machine, right? That is done by the DBA. Then your data ingestion completed. Then after this data ingestion, what you do? You start the process of the EDA. Now, what is meaning of this EDA? What is meaning of this EDA? Exploratory data analysis, right? Now, what we do in EDA, first of all, we tell me, explore the
To shape the data.
data. That means here we check the size, otherwise shape of data, right? That is the first part. Then we check the what? Missing values. And then if there is any missing value, we fill this missing value with, tell me, we fill with this value with
NA value. NaN value.
what?
Sir, NA values. NaN values.
Okay, missing value, NA value, with which type of mode we write? How we fill all these missing values? How we fill this
Sir,
missing values?
numerical value, sir, means a category value mode, sir.
Right? Numeric value with mean, median, and categorical values with mode. Right? Like this way we fill our missing values. Then we check the duplicates. So if there is any duplicated value, we simply remove those duplicated values, right? And after that, what we do? What? But which type of visualization? We do first of all the univariant. What? Now tell me what is meaning of this univariant analysis,
Sir, single column analysis.
right? Each column, one by one columns analysis. What happens after this univariant analysis? Tell me why we do this univariant analysis. To check the
Unique.
spread of data, otherwise how much type of the unique values, categorical values, right? So like this way we do explore the data of this univariant, right? And then we start the bivariant analysis. Now tell me what is meaning of this bivariant analysis. Tell me.
Two column analysis.
Okay, two column analysis. But which types of two columns we take here mainly? Which types
Sir,
of columns we take here?
sir, to compare the columns.
Okay, first of all, we check here the relation between two columns. Mainly if we are solving the problem of the machine learning, at that time we check our column with each column with target column. Now target column means whatever we have to predict, right? Something like price estimate. So price column we will compare with all columns, how that column is affecting on my others column, right? So after doing this bivariant analysis, we get some insights, right? And based on this insights, we can make a conclusion, right? Now this is the process of basic EDA, right? Exploratory data analysis. Now after this EDA, what we do? We have to select our features, that is known as FE, feature engineering, right? Now feature engineering means, let us say that we have our 10 columns in our data set, right? Now from out of all these 10 columns, which columns we have to select finally? If let us say that there is the column of their uh, ID number. So that column is not important. Their name column mainly not going to affect on our price. Tell me, because of that specific name, can we decide our price? Tell me, can price is dependent on names? Yes or no? No, right? Can price is dependent on your user ID name, otherwise your user ID number? No, right? So something like that garbage we have to remove from our data set, because we are not going to perform anything on it, otherwise it is not mainly going to affect on our target column, right, which is our, let us say, as of now, price. We have to predict a price, but can you tell me, first of all, can price is dependent on my name, surname, otherwise my religion, otherwise my caste? Tell me. No, right? So at that time I will remove that unnecessary columns, and that process is known as the feature engineering. That means feature selections, which types of features you have to select for your model, otherwise whatever you are going to do there. Okay, now after doing this feature engineering, let us say that we are going to create the project of a data science. Okay, we are now here going to create, otherwise we are working on the project of the data science. But in the project of the data science, you may work as a data analyst. Now as of now we are considering that we are going to work as a data analyst. Okay, so but data analyst also works on the project of the data science, but where it works? Now whatever the part of the EDA, whatever the part of the feature engineering. Now tell me why these two parts are the important, because whatever we saw here, univariant analysis, bivariant analysis, now as a data analyst, what you have to do, whatever there will be having the feature, let us say now you are doing the univariant analysis. Now at that time you are going to select one that specific, first of all, first column. Then based on that column you are going to first of all plot the type, otherwise the distribution of that graph. Then after, from that graph, how much are the unique values are there, right? So let us imagine that there is a something complicated data, right? So if there is a complicated data, so there is going to help you one person, that is the data analyst. Now that data analyst person will help to the that person of the data science. Now that data analyst person is now preparing all these dashboards, right? Now this dashboard is prepared by data analyst, and this data analyst is explaining this dashboard to the, tell me, explaining to the team of data science, otherwise data scientist team. Now why he is explaining all these things to the data scientist? Because that data analyst have, sorry, that data scientist have to make a model, otherwise that data scientist have to create machine learning algorithm based on these features, right? But that data scientist should know about these features, what is this data, right? So at that time this data analyst is going to help to the data scientist. Now look at here, you are as a data analyst, you may work on the project of the data science. Now after explaining all these things, you have cleared all these things to the whom? To the data science team. Now you have performed well on these things. That's why this data scientist team is now able to create their model, otherwise create algorithm perfectly, right? Perfectly. Now here in this area, now you may work as the data analyst. Okay. Now sometimes this work is done by the data scientist because they also know about the Power BI. But if there is a very complicated data, so at that time your company will hire data analyst. Now there may that company may hire a data analyst team for the, let us say, for per 5 columns. Now you have to mainly focus on 5 columns. So now imagine that how complicated now that data is, right? So after that, after doing this FE and model authorize algorithm, after creating this algorithm, now this team will send this model to the model evaluation. Now what is this model evaluation? Now this model will send to our client. Now client will look at this model, and this client is now let us imagine that now this client is satisfied with this model. So now he will give you the confirmation of, now okay, done it, make it final. That means deploy it, start deployment. If there is any changes, so this client will tell you this changes, then again you do changes inside your model, and then you do your deployment. Okay. Now something like this way, there is the pipeline of the data scientist. But inside the data scientist architecture, we saw how data analyst works, right? Now this is the problem of the data science, right? Now as a single data analyst, okay, as a only you have to work as the single data analyst, otherwise BI developer. Now BI developer means business intelligence developer. Okay. Now what you have to do here, now let us say that inside in which company you are working on, now let us imagine that that company is having the electronic products. Okay. Now that company is having the electronic, different types of the electronic products. Now let us imagine that this company is selling their products in let us say e-commerce website. Okay. Now from that e-commerce website, now they are getting their data of daily, how much the sale is happening, data of sale. Also along with data of sale, they are getting the customers feedback, right? Customers feedback. Now, and this company is storing all this data on their servers. Okay. Now this company is storing their all this type of data in their servers. Now what you have to do as a data analyst, now look at here. First of all, imagine that there is the data, and this data you have to extract from this to your machine. Machine means, tell me, machine means what is machine? In your laptop, right? Laptop is your machine or not? So we called it as a machine wherever you are going to import this data. Now this is mainly done by the DBA. Again, right? Now this DB is going to create you one pipeline to extract all this data. Now this is not going to come daily to fetch all the data. Now this is going to create one pipeline for you, okay, in your machine. Now after this DBA is going to do the part of the data ingestion. Okay, now let us say that we are writing this step as the data extraction, otherwise data ingestion. Okay, now after doing this data extraction, otherwise data ingestion, again you have to work on the what? You have to do EDA. Now I am not going to explaining again this EDA. I have already explained. Okay. Now after doing this EDA, again you are going to do the FE, feature engineering, and finally you are getting some more some columns whichever you have selected. Now then you are going to create the dashboards on different problems. Now which types of problems? Now first of all you have to create this dashboards on the cell of daily cell, how your company's daily sale is happening. Now daily sale means, let us say that we have this dashboard. On this dashboard, now we have the data, something like here we have plotted a total sale number, whatever will be that number. Okay, and after this you are going to write down how much of revenue have you earned on that daily sale, how much of profit you have made on that day. Okay, and then you have something like list here. Now with this graph, top 5 selling products, top 5 selling products. Now along with it you have something like feedback data. Now from that feedback you will get the top categories on which area people return their feedback, something like AC not working, whatever that categories will be having. Okay, so we will plot all this type of categorical data here with their reasons, right? So this is basic example of e-commerce sell analysis. Now this is your daily report. Now after you have to create the weekly report. Now what you are going to do inside this your weekly report? Now inside your weekly report you may create dashboard similar to like Up1, but here you are going to compare your this cell with your previous week cell. Now let us say that you have let us say that you have here written your weekly profit. Now along with this weekly profit, now beside of this there will be having previous week profit. Now again here you have something like the difference between previous week and current week. Now there will be another different types of the dashboard. So just we are assuming that what we are going to do as a data analyst. Okay, now this is your weekly report, and what you have to do, you have to send, otherwise you have to publish all this report with your company's stockholders. Otherwise your company's owner. Otherwise CEO, whoever that will be person. Now you have to first of all create this report, and on next day you have to explain these reports. Okay, your work is not only just like you have to create all this stuff, also you have to explain all these things, right? Now after this you have to also work on the next, that is on the monthly sale. Now let us imagine that we have created the dashboard on the monthly sale. Okay, now look at here, as you are now changing the time period, so your analysis will be having the different type of the analysis. Now on monthly sale, now you will look first of all on area. Let us say that this is one map inside my visualization. Let us that will be something looking like this one. Okay, now I have something like map of this. Now first of all I will plot the my cell inside this graph on map. Let us imagine that we have the cell something like this on this month. Okay, now based on this, what we get to know that we are only doing the good cell only in which area? Tell me, on which area we are doing our cell in good manner way? In this area, mainly, right? Because sale is mainly happening in this area compared to all over this map. So we get to know that first of all something is happening in this area. Okay, something is problem inside this area. So we will first of all check that what is happening here. Now let us say that if there is anything happening, so you may be creating, otherwise you are going to play advertisement on this area. You are going to launch different types of the offers in this area, right? So then this is going to be help in your business, right? Now tell me, if we are getting first of all that okay, our sale is not good happening in this area, so now we are running our ads or we are running our offers, so we will get some result from this one, and this is possible just because of the data analyst, and that's why you have the position of the BI developer there, right? You have the post of the BI developer. Now tell me, based on your analysis, now that company is making now more profit or not? So that is very important. That means now you have to work as the data analyst, and you are going to such a play big role in a company, right? Now this is just one type of the analysis whatever I have explained. Now there will be different hundreds types of the different types of the analysis that we are going to learn in our Power BI. But as of now I have to just give one test that how you are going to work in a company, right? Now this is happened with your monthly sale. Now there will be a quarterly. Now there will be different types of the analysis. Now after this you have to work on the yearly sale. Now this will be a different type of the analysis, right? Now something, this is also something interested. Okay, now look at here the our diagram. Now tell me, if you are going to explain all these things to the your interviewer. Now your interviewer is going to ask you the question that can you explain me the how data analyst works in a company? Otherwise the what is the work of the data analyst? Otherwise the question that is, can you explain me the pipeline? Otherwise the data architect of the data analyst. So now this is your time to the explanation. Now you have to at least take the 10 to 15 or the rest maximum time how much you can take. You have to take for this one. Okay. Now after doing all these things, you are going to send all this report to your stockholders. Now again, if you are going to publish this report to your, let us say, stockholders, otherwise company's owner, now that company owner may give you few suggestions, otherwise your manager. Remember that, never miss this point of the evaluation, otherwise suggestion. Now you will get some suggestions from their view. So again you will do the changes and then again you will create your final dashboard. Okay. So something like that way you have to explain this, the data architect of the data analyst. Now architect means which type of the flow is there. Okay. So have you written all these things or not? आता ते पण मीच सांगायचं आहे का तुम्हाला? हा, तो क्लासमध्ये जायला नक्की तुम्हाला या गोष्टी कसं लक्षात राहतील? कसं? कसं करणार आहात तुम्ही या गोष्टी? पाठवू तुम्हाला एकदा ऐकले की लक्षात राहत असं काय आहे का? एवढं हुशार आहात का? लेक्चर हो, प्रोसेस अशीच असते. काय काय शिकता शिकता समजून जाईल. बर शिकता शिकता तू समजून तुझं असेल, पण इंटरव्ह्यूवरला कसं एक्सप्लेन करायचं? त्यामुळे म्हणतो कधी तुमच्या जवळ मटेरियल ठेवायचं. मटेरियल म्हणजे जे काय आपण इथं शिकतो, कारण का मटेरियल तुम्हाला नेहमी मदत करतं क्विक रिव्हिजनला, किंवा त्याच्याकडे तुम्ही जरी स्टडी करायचं म्हणलं तर लगेच उघडून बघता येतं. तर कळालं आहे का तुम्हाला काय काय सांगितलं आहे मी ते ऑनलाईन? आणि हीच ती पाईपलाईन आहे जी मी तुम्हाला म्हणत आहे, तुम्हाला एक्सप्लेन करायची आहे इंटरव्ह्यूअरला, राईट? आणि तुम्ही जेवढ्या डिटेल्स मध्ये तुमची पाईपलाईन सांगताल तेवढ्या चांगल्या पद्धतीने तुमचं इम्प्रेशन त्याच्यावरती पडणार आहे. आता तुम्ही ती गोष्ट सांगा, तुम्हाला जरी स्टोरी कळाली, मला सांगा ही पहिली गोष्ट, ही स्टोरी आहे का नाही? का कॉम्प्लिकेटेड मॅथ्स आहे का याच्यामध्ये? मग तुम्ही पण असंच लक्षात ठेवलं पाहिजे की याला एका स्टोरीमध्ये शिकायचं आहे म्हणून. आणि जेवढ्या गोष्टी तुम्ही स्टोरीमध्ये शिकताल तेवढ्या चांगल्या पद्धतीने तुम्हाला ते लक्षात पण राहतील. आता मला सांगा, मी काय पाठ करत बसलोय का एवढी मोठी पाईपलाईन? नाही, पण ही स्टोरी आहे की ओके आता इथं असं झालं, मग आता पुढे काय करायचं, मग याच्यावरती असं सोल्युशन द्यायचं, त्याच्यावरती तसं सोल्युशन द्यायचं, राईट? तर तुम्ही पहिली गोष्ट तर ही पाईपलाईन तुम्ही लिहून ठेवा तुमच्या नोटबुक मध्ये, हँड रिटन. तुम्ही खूप आळशी आहात कारण तुम्ही काहीच नाहीत लिहून घेत. तुम्ही फक्त प्रवचनाला आल्यासारखं लेक्चर ऐकता. हा तर फक्त एक टाईप झाला, पण हा एकदम बेसिक टाईप सांगतोय मी तुम्हाला. ही सुद्धा पुढे जसं तुम्ही जात जाल ते थोडं थोडं कॉम्प्लिकेटेड होत जाईल, पण स्टोरी तर सेमच राहणार आहे, फक्त थोडी कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ती थोडी वेगळी होत जाईल याची. मग काय करणार आहात लिहिण्याबाबतीत? स्क्रीनशॉट नाही, ते नाही मिळणार. लिहून मला दाखवायचं आहे तुम्ही तुमच्या स्वतःच्या लँग्वेज मध्ये जे तुम्हाला समजतं. आणि ती तुम्ही मला एक्सप्लेन करणार आहात. काय काय एक्सप्लेन करणार आहात? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तुमचं इंट्रोडक्शन आणि पाईपलाईन ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट. तुम्हाला समजले आहे का नाही सांगा, कुठे काही समजलं नाही याच्यामध्ये असं पार्ट? काहीच रिस्पॉन्स देत नाही, गप्प बसते ती फक्त. काय नाही सांगितल्यासारखं ऐकतायत. हो नाही काय तर. उद्याचं मी तुम्हाला सांगतो, थांबा विचारून लगेच. उद्या काय सुट्टी आहे का नाही? तुम्हाला काय वाटतं? हा, नसेल नसेल बर. ठीक आहे, तर मला नेक्स्ट क्लासच्या आधी या 2 गोष्टी तुमच्याकडून पाहिजेत, सर्वांकडून. कसं तुम्ही एक्सप्लेन करणार आहात आता ते तुम्हाला माहिती, आणि याच्यावर बेस्ड मी तुम्हाला मार्क्स देणार आहे. ठीक आहे, तर मला नेक्स्ट क्लासच्या आधी या दोन्ही गोष्टी